So I'm just trying to set him up. Beautiful. Okay, we're jumping into a fresh series and spawning in the top right-hand corner of ley lines. We have the red Terran player, the red Terran himself. Of course, picking Terran, he's not playing random, just bear that in mind. But it is uThermal. I'll fix up his name. And spawning in the bottom-hand corner, we have the Polish Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Streamer Zone. It is Gerald. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is a Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Bam. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our initial best of 3. Let's go. uThermal is back. Yeah, uThermal, it's very rare to see him compete in 1v1 tournaments. Very rare. So I was pleasantly surprised to see him as a part of this event. I was not expecting that, especially because he doesn't live in Europe anymore. I didn't know he was around. Again, for those who are curious, uThermal, he does currently reside in Mexico. Does live in Mexico. Alongside, his would be a family as well. So he has been there for quite some time at this point. So I was very surprised here at, I guess, visiting, was already in Europe at the time and is able to make a trip down to Krefeld as well. Hard to say. I'll ask him what's been going on. But great to see that uThermal is a part of HomeStory Cup after a very long time. This is where I would ask you, of course, he ran him into his main? No, he's playing Terran. We will have to fix that for Wikipedia, but I believe he's going to be playing Terran the entire time. He's not playing random. Just as a heads up. But what I was getting at. Oh, right. I wonder if anyone can look up when was the last time uThermal was at HomeStory Cup? When was the last time he competed? It must have been years at this point. Must have been years. Aye. So crazy to see his return. So from here we do have our standard opener here, economic opener out of uThermal. Does open economically. Likewise, Gerald is going for his own standard opener as well. There's always room for him to random later. Maybe. I'm not holding out hope on it, but it's possible. You know what? I agree. Actually, I agree. Like give him a couple of matches. Once he's got a couple of drinks in him, then he'll start playing random for sure. That's when he starts. But outside of that, I would imagine he'll just stick to his main race. On Wikipedia, it said he was random. Wikipedia has him by default as random because that was the last time he was competing as random. The last time he was an active player, but that's not necessarily what he's competing as in this tournament. That's just by default. By default, he's just listed as a random player. Even though that's not necessarily what he competes in or as anymore. We might decide to fix that later. We'll see. Like even for 2v2s, for those who've been watching uThermal compete in his 2v2 circuits, he stopped playing random. Like he did for the first couple of weeks, if you remember, but then he switched and he started just committing to pure Terran. But yeah, you're definitely correct in saying that for some of these matches he might switch. We'll keep you guys notified. For now, is moving out, so we do have our initial mine drop here on the right hand side. The bio army does push to the center. Basically, this marine force is more of a distraction. He's just trying to distract Gerald while slipping in with that mine drop. Meanwhile, Gerald back at home, standard opener, just going for his own 2-gate blink into a third base. The drop does attempt to slip by in towards the main. At the same time, uThermal, he does slip in towards the natural as well. Gerald out of position. So far, he's distracted. Mine drop comes in. Gerald does pull away in time. Does react. And so far, gets 2 probes. 2 workers go down. Trying to chase down the rest of those probes, but he, alas, won't quite be able to. We'll get a 3rd worker. So 3 probes or 3 mines, not too bad. 2 of them to escape as well. And from here, third CC, very fast third base. So I was really curious to see how uThermal would actually play, just because I haven't seen uThermal compete in 1v1 tournaments in a very long time. I'm trying to think. I'll be honest, I can't quite recall the last time uThermal competed in 1v1. We cast him relatively recently in StarCraft Evolution, true. Like, we have seen him compete in StarCraft Evolution and compete in 2v2, but yeah, I can't quite recall how he used to compete in 1v1, so I'm a little bit surprised in the current meta, especially when all-ins are so prevalent and so common, we're expanding. Like, we're taking a really fast third. Fake third? We're pulling the boys. Never mind. Mind Drop coming in. Once again, Gerald does react. Marky does pull some of the boys. Does move out. As he moves out, Gerald does miss the move out once again. Liberation into the main. Main army towards that third. Gerald missed that rotation. There's not much home to defend. Gerald could be getting damaged, but here he comes. Sneaks up on the third base. Let's go. Gets on top of the Nexus. We'll siege up, going for the Nexus itself. And he will bring it down. It does bring it down. Will get the expansion. Nice snipe here from uThermal. Once again, just able to avoid Gerald, to avoid the scouting. Takes out the sentry, takes out the expansion. At the same time, Gerald was trying to get, he was trying to be active on the map, force a recall. And this is a massive pickoff here for uThermal. Takes a third, that's all he needed. Now he has to back off. He has to back off, he has to get the hell out of here. Preserve his army, takes down 11 probes, 13 even, other than 1 Liberator. Jesus. Liberator was popping off. And uThermal in a strong position here. Now, the win condition, defend, right? Remember, he has a third. Remember, he rushed into a third base, so he has, or soon to be, has a booming economy. Just defend, survive, take that lead, run with it, and just snowball from there. So right now, bunkers. That's all we need. We need to throw down bunkers, sensor towers, turrets as well. uThermal just has to secure himself. He does have a massive lead. Gerald moving in, but Gerald, he's going to run into 3 tower. God, he's running into the tank line. Does run in, going to be forced back, and uThermal, he's holding. He's holding, all the bunkers are finishing. And Gerald, he's in a really rough position here. And again, this all just came down to the rotation that he missed. Twice, actually, this game. Twice he did miss the move out. Did miss the army. He was a cheeky boy. And with that, Gerald's going to try to recover. He's trying to reprobe, resaturate, getting into +1. Also, shout out to Ledlix in the chat, letting us know that apparently uThermal's last HomeStory Cup was number 25, which is pretty recent. Yeah, not wrong. Damn, okay. I apologize to uThermal for forgetting about that. Because I'm pretty sure we were casting HomeStory Cup 25, by the way. Oh, no. 25, would that have been the Winter Edition, or would that have been the Galactic Rumble Edition? If you remember, there was the Winter Edition where they had like the Christmas themed one, and then Galactic Rumble was the one that was disappointing because I wanted them to have like a ring. Didn't quite. They didn't have the belt though. I believe the belt was the trophy for that one. Oh. As Gerald, he does split the move out this time. Doesn't quite get the tank. Ooh, bleeding out a couple of stalkers. That was 1, 2 stalkers going down. Getting a 3rd stalker as well. Brutal losses here for Gerald. And here comes uThermal. He drops into the main base, the main army right through the center as well. And uThermal, he cannot be stopped. Not like this. As down goes the expansion. Storm is coming in. Marauders, they can try to tank the storms. And he doesn't need those reinforcements. He's stimming across the map. Let's go. Does stim across. Again, uThermal is almost maxed out. Storms are good, but they're not that good. Not enough to make up for a 70 supply deficit here. Has another storm. Gee, oh my god, in my mind. The storms have been solid. So that's uThermal. He's still pushing in. He does have another 2 storms. Jesus. How many storms did he have? Oh my god. Drop into the natural. Another storm connects. Ooh, uThermal late reaction. He does stand in the storms. Still just rallying across the map. Another storm pops up. But that is the final storm. So the final storm does connect. And now there's nothing left. Now with these reinforcements, uThermal, he should break the third base for the second time. There we go, does him in. Takes down the Archon, kites back against the Zealots. And with that uThermal, he will overwhelm the army. And again, there's just too much of a deficit here for Gerald. Losing the third base earlier was almost game, and GG gets called. uThermal takes game number 1. Whew. GG. A strong start here for uThermal. For those that maybe missed the beginning of the game, uThermal, he was able to successfully sneak out across the map. Gerald, he missed the army, he missed the move out. He was stuck outside, waiting outside the base, and he missed the entire army. With that, uThermal, he was able to sneak up with 3 tanks, siege up on top of the Nexus, and get a kill on the third base, alongside killing, what was it, 13 or 14 probes. It was insane economic damage alongside that. From there, uThermal took a lead. And again, the win condition was just survive the counterattack. And he did. He was fully set up back at home. He had a line of tanks, he had a line of bunkers. He was set up. And with that, GG, uThermal takes game number 1. Whew, let's go. And we'll see if he can claim the series. We'll see if he can take it from here, or if Gerald can tie things up. Again, Gerald, he's a strong player in his own right. I do favor Gerald in this matchup, but again, we'll see if he can keep an eye on uThermal here, because he was, again, very cheeky with his movements, with his army movements specifically. We'll see as we're getting into game number 2. Here we go. This game 2 is going to be on Tokamak. Very remarkable. Yo, Demi. Ay, ay, ay. Varun. Good to see you, papi. Good to see you. Here we go. Spawning in the bottom hand corner of Tokamak, we have our Red Terran player. We have the Red Terran from land of the Netherlands, leading the series 1-0. Oh, un momento, as I will try to fix that up. There we go. In the left-hand corner, we do have our Red Terran. It is uThermal. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Protoss player, the Polish Protoss representing Streamer Zone. It is Gerald. Currently down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back and make a series out of this. Again, the pressure is on, but welcome one and all to a much larger map. Welcome to Tokamak. And if uThermal, if he were to move out across the map and try to move out unscouted and that committed, it's going to be more difficult to pull that off here on Tokamak. So on this larger map, I do favor Gerald, so I would favor a Protoss player when it comes to keeping up with the army movement, when it comes to defending back at home, and getting into the mid-game in a much more secure position. So the pressure is on uThermal. We'll see what he has in store for us. We shall see. Now last game he went for a standard economic opener. Same here. Same here. Single gas, so racks expand out of uThermal. SCV moves out, but will claim his natural. And again, last game, like, he was quite greedy. I was a little bit surprised by his greed, by his build. I went for an economic opener followed by just a really fast third. And I wouldn't be opposed to seeing that here, again, on Tokamak. I feel like on these larger maps you can get away with that a little bit more. SCV moves in for the scouts. Interesting here that uThermal does scouts. It's quite common here, especially at this level of play, for Terran players to just skip their SCV scouts to be a little bit more efficient with their mining and just mine that much more. But uThermal's just being secure. With that, he confirms the setup. And Gerald isn't really one to cheese. Like, he's not necessarily that kind of player. But uThermal just making sure. Back at home, safety bunker. Factories on the way. We'll keep an eye on that third CC timing as uThermal pokes in. Doesn't quite get anything yet. Thank you for the cost. Does he ever sleep? Ah, no. I think I went to bed at like, 9 a.m., I think. The cast here is quite brutal for European events. We do it anyway, but can be quite brutal. Ah, no. We'll be okay. We'll be okay. So now we have our 1-1-1. Starport is on the way. This Reaper does poke in. Once again, going for the dive. Ooh, and barely will get a scout. Does confirm the Twilight Council. So we do have a 3-gate setup here. Twilight Council on the way into Blink. Pretty safe opener here out of Gerald this time. Delaying his third base in favor of extra gateway. Ooh, even taking extra gases. Thought about it. As we do see uThermal, he does pull away. Behind this, we do have our 1-1-1 going into Cloak Banshee. Cloak is on the way. For the time being, Gerald is in the dark. Gerald, he does have the Sentry. No Hallucination Scout yet, but we should be seeing one soon. It's going to be on uThermal to deny the Scout. Yeah, speaking of, yep, there it is. Hallucination goes in and consent sees everything. Gerald, he confirms the Cloak. He's aware of what uThermal's up to. Likewise, Gerald, he chose to delay his gases, got a faster third base instead, and going for a later Robo. So with that safe economic opening here from Gerald, he's fully aware of what's going on as well, and he should not be caught off guard. With help of the Robo, we will have access to detection, to observers. Stalkers will be amassing. Despite that, we'll see if uThermal can find some more damage, as here comes a third CC. So third CC before second racks. So once again, an economic build here by uThermal. And he's going to be hiding his Banshees. Now, bearing in mind that it takes 2 Banshees to one-shot a probe, so even though Cloak is not going to be a surprise anymore, it can still wreak havoc, right? If the army's out of position, if you delay your push, if you delay your harass, and if you catch up on it off guard, you can still find damage. As, yep, there goes that second Banshee. Okay, I don't know if you just saw, but for a moment there we had a third Banshee on the way, and I was about to freak out about it, but no, he cancels the third Banshee, goes into a Raven. Into a much more standard setup here, into Biotank. Now, ideally, he does want to cause a distraction. He moves out, this time he gets spotted. If you remember, this is the same move out that's actually got unscouted last game. But Gerald, he's aware. You can see he's getting in position, he will intercept and slow it down. And as uThermal moves out, here come the Banshees. And again, this time uThermal spotted. Again, this is the move out that won uThermal game 1. it just straight up killed Gerald. Banshees added dive into the middle line, not bad, getting 3, 4, 5 pro kills. As we mentioned, they do one-shot workers, despite the shield battery. And Gerald, he was distracted, he was out of position. So a very nice move out here from uThermal. Again, this push wasn't about getting damage, it was about keeping Gerald's attention in the center of the map. And it worked. With that 13, oh my god, 13, 14 pro kills. Did I say 14, 15, 16? And with that, one Banshee will escape, will get away, and this is critical damage. Ay, ay, ay. And again, Gerald, he knew what was coming, he saw it. He saw the Cloak being researched, he saw the Banshees. I mean, in his mind, because it hit a little bit later, it's possible he may have thought that, maybe uThermal cancelled, right? Maybe he cancelled Cloak because I scouted, maybe he didn't commit into Banshees that hard. But alas, was punished. And with that, once again, just like last game, it's just about defending. Right now, it's just defend, just survive. No bunkers this time. No bunkers. But there is the Raven. There's a lot of pressure on Gerald right now to get some kind of damage. Storm is halfway done. For now, Gerald, he's resaturating. He does pull away. He has no war prism. Sorry, never mind. He does have a prism. Ooh, going for a storm drop. Okay. Let's go. Pulls back with the main army. He's got Stalkers on the left. He's got the storm drop on the right. And the storm drop does have potential, but you see, uThermal, he already has that turret in position. He can deflect. Turret is ready. Gerald, he might commit nonetheless. Yeah, he's going for the mineral line. Does hug the edge. He spots the turret. He's forced to back off. Does pull away for the time being. Stalkers are rotating over. At the same time, once again, he goes across the map unscouted. Yeah, uThermal sneaks up on the fourth base, does force a cancel. The job of these Stalkers was to catch this army. Now here come the storms. Uh-oh. Speaking of, brutal storm. Yeah, and uThermal's gonna lose everything. Does get the prism, but does not get the High Templar. Will lose the entire double drop. Nice catch here from Gerald. It would have been a nice catch if he didn't lose his fourth base. That was still a brutal loss there for the Protoss. At least able to get something for his troubles, something for the denied base. So we have a bit of a back and forth. Gerald looking her way in. Once again, uThermal does peel towards right hand side, going for a massive. This is so risky. He's going for a massive Dune drop. And the problem here, okay, there's an observer. If Gerald spots this, he can shut this down and uThermal will lose his lead. Like, this is so risky here and so committed. Observer is in position. Gerald, sorry, you do see Gerald double expanding. uThermal moves out. Here comes the drop. Observer does spot this, but does go notice he's distracted. Yeah, he's distracted, does run into the tanks. Tanks do keep him busy, and there's nothing in the main. Uh-oh. Yeah, there's nothing in the main base. The observer did spot it, but it's too late. The drop comes in and dives into the main. Nothing in position. At the same time, we just see uThermal pushing into the left-hand side. It's High Templar. Gets one. Tanks are falling. Gerald, he will win the main fight, but the main base, it's forfeit. 22 probe kills. 22 workers going down. The main nexus as well. uThermal back. Yeah, it takes down the cyber core, has control of the ramp. And from here, even gets away. We'll lose one medevac, but only one. That's one medevac for a mineral line, for a base. Widow mines are going to be able to reset. uThermal still being active, still moving out. Does force a bit of friendly fire. Storms, they will zone away. There's one storm left with the main army, but nice spread here from uThermal. More storms are coming in. Thermal dropping now into the fourth. Does hit the fourth base. Forcing the recall. Storms are brutal though. Oh god. But uThermal, he does keep the pressure up. He doesn't stop, he doesn't slow down. Takes down the expansion, massive pickup. Takes down the fifth, dives onto the fourth, recalls on cooldown, moving in. And Gerald is just being pulled apart. Too much momentum against him here. And again, it all came down to the early game. We spoke about it at the time, but Gerald, how many workers did he lose? 16 at the start of the game. It was 16 probe kills to the first two Banshees, and uThermal, he was able to maintain his lead. He was able to sneak out across the map for a second time to deny the fourth base, if you remember. Then he got into the main. And this did just come down to the lack of vision, or in some cases, not even lack of vision, but lack of attention from Gerald, as he was distracted. As uThermal was keeping him busy. And with that, uThermal kites back well. And we have one more storm left for the main army. Uno más, papi, uno más. Gah. And uThermal, he's maxed. At this point, he's maxed out. He's He's got his 4 bases. He's getting a 5th, going for another Doom Drop. And Gerald, he is holding on. He's surviving, but recovering from here, it's going to be difficult. uThermal doesn't really have much with this army. Uh-oh. It's mainly medevacs. uThermal's going to calm down. But once again, while he keeps the army busy, he comes in on the right. Does move in. Going for another expansion. Ooh, can he force a cancel? He will get a kill, and no cancel. Yeah, no cancellation. Picks up. He'll bleed out a lot of units here. But at the same time, pushes in towards the left-hand side as well. Takes down another Nexus. Just bases, they just keep going down one after the other. Ay, ay, ay. From here, dropping to the main, another base is gonna fall. Gerald down to 3 bases, really down to a 2-base economy, 2 half bases and that triangular third. Oh god. Yeah, and Gerald, he cannot recover. He cannot recover, not from here. Losing just far too much. 18 probe kills. The one chance that Gerald has is if uThermal overextends, right? If he throws away a little bit too much. If he gets too excited, but for the most part, he's been quite tempered here with his move outs. Just a couple of medevacs here and there, a couple of drops here and there. Ooh, doesn't quite get the prism. And not quite. uThermal still rallying in. Once again, trying to drop into the natural. This time, Gerald does keep up. But that's still 25 probe kills. 26 even. Oh my god. 26 workers going down. At this point, we will just need uThermal to just calm down, consolidate his forces, mass everything together, and then just move back. We can send it. We can send it. Waiting for 3-3. 3-3 upgrades are on the way. He is massing up at the center. Now with that very heavy Marauder army, he's built to tank storms. Built a tank. Storm does zone. Oh, ooh, prism goes down. Ay, ay, ay. That's a full prism as well, full of High Templar. Not like this. Sorry, thankfully, full of zealots. I just assumed it was High Templar. Thank God. Full of zealots instead. That could have been worse. The last nice spread here from uThermal. We have the last couple of storms coming in. Archon forced to morph, 0 storms remaining. And without storm, there's nothing to hold on to. There's no way to hang on. Star steps in, catches out the Immortals. There's the NG overcharge with that 1 storm. Another storm coming in. And that's all the Gerald had left. And an impressive first series here by uThermal. GG gets called. And uThermal will take the series 2-0, kicking things off here at HomeStory Cup Day 2. GG. GG, well played. A very, very impressive performance here from uThermal. Very impressive play. Both in game 1 and in game 2, he was able to be active across the map, able to get across the map unseen, unscouted, wreak havoc, and just pull Gerald apart. Time and time again, he was missing these rotations, missing these move outs, or otherwise distracted as well by other things, by other armies, and with that, uThermal, he tore him apart. Did tear him apart. GG, well played. Impressive performance there by uThermal. He still got it, map. He still got it. Crazy. GG, well played. GG, well played. And with that, uThermal does start things off with a win here in Group C. I just realized I misspelled group. Hold on. In the predictions. My apologies. But now we are catching up with the bracket. Let's figure out what's going on and where we are headed. Exclamation mark B in the chat to have a look at the bracket yourselves. Let's go. Let us go. But we will have to adjust this. So as a reminder, uThermal, he's not playing random. This is him playing Terran. So this is pure Terran. He didn't land on random twice. Sorry, land on Terran twice. And I do expect him to commit to Terran for the entire event, but we'll see. We'll keep you guys notified as to what these matches turn into. But yes, this was a Terran versus Protoss matchup. But yes, he does get the 2-0 over Gerald. Laser takes down Moja 2-0 and Zaun over Hydra 2-0 as well. The first round has concluded. Now we're getting ready for round number 2. We have Zaun versus Moja, Laser versus uThermal, and Gerald versus Hydra. Now, when it comes to where you can find some of these matches here, we will be covering Geralt versus Hydra. We're going to be covering the PvP between Geralt and Hydra. The mainstream, they're going to be covering a Laser versus uThermal. So that's going to be a ZBT over on the mainstream. And Zaun versus Moja is going to be in limbo. It's going to be up in the air. And we might be able to catch that series if our match is a little bit faster. Oh boy. Here we go.